Alright, what's up guys, MCPT here, and today I'm going to be showing you how you use and install um, uh, Group Manager for 1.5.2. Pretty much this will work on any version, but I mean if they change anything I'll be covering all that. This will be a complete tutorial, so it'll probably be around 20-25 minutes long. First of all, sorry for my voice, I've been sick the past few days. I still have snot in my nose and everything, so I sound a little terrible. But just bear with me and I'll get through this tutorial. I'll leave a few links in the description I'd like you guys to open. First would be obviously the download page, this YAML parser, and formatting codes. We'll use those for later. But without further ado, let's get started. So if you have not already, download Essentials, the Essentials core, and just extract that to your server file or folder. Plugins. Okay, save that there. Now let's go get the download portal. Okay, and then get the group. Then download Group Manager. And save that. Then Essentials Extra is just like for some geo IP shit. Well then basically just all you gotta do is extract it here. I use WinRAR, you can use 7-zip, whatever you want to use. It's not that big a deal. So you just want to make sure you have basically group managers and at least Essentials chat and Essentials jar, and then you're gonna want to start your server and let that all load. Okay, so once you have that done, then you're going to want to go to Plugins, Group Manager. Actually, I want to make sure, go to your Essentials folder, and then go to Config. And I'm using Notepad++, you can use whatever you like. But basically, this is not going to be an Essentials tutorial, I'll do that next. But make sure it says change display name, make sure that says true. Some users for some reason have that as false and it just messes the whole thing up. Just make sure that's true and you'll be good. So go to Group Manager and let's start. Okay, let me start by explaining the global groups, I guess. Basically what these are is, this is a global group permission, basically what it says. So say you wanted to, instead of cluttering up, let me close all these. Let me open up my other groups folder. Instead of say cluttering up all this with 20 commands that go all the way down the page like that, you could simply have all those in here. You could have it say, you can make a new one and it could be say, let's see, what's the rank name? It could be like default, and then basically you just edit all these permissions for the default user. So then essentials.spawn, something like that, and then that will give you the user and then you give the user this permission right here. So you'd copy that, you go over to your group, and you'd go down here and you'd go into inheritance and you'd make just simply another one, and then it would be named whatever you named it. So I named mine default, and that's how you do it. So that's pretty easy to do. But I'm not going to be showing you too much in depth on that. But one thing I do like about Group Manager is it's really flexible, and it comes with a lot of preset kind of permissions. So if you want to make somebody a mod, you could just look through the moderator and you could just say, I don't like this one. I don't want them to be able to ban their IP or something. You just remove that, then you just give them that permission. I mean, it's pretty nice thing they added. I really do like it. But yeah, let's go to the next thing. Okay, config. Open that up and I'll explain this now. I mean, it's pretty much explained in here, but I know a lot of people don't like to read. So I'm just gonna explain it again. So if you use Group Manager before, if you're not op and you can use, or even if you are op but you have this false, you cannot if you're say in a group owner and there's a rank maybe called super owner or something above that, I don't know. Then you cannot add a person to the super owner even though you're the owner or you're op or whatever. But op override allows that, so just keep that to true. And it basically you'll be able to promote players to your same group or above. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Let's see. I would just leave this true. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not really sure what that is. I just leave that to true. I wouldn't change it to false. I also don't allow command box on my server, for obvious reasons. So there's the next one. Just keep that to false. That's what I do. It's really up to you guys, though. Okay, so data. So save. How often do you want it to save? It's data back to GroupManager. So basically, it's just how often do you want. So say you just started a server and 20 people joined. How often do you want to save that GroupManager file while your server's running? And then, so if a crash, it'll still have everything like that. So I usually put that to 10 or 5 minutes. I mean, bigger servers can have that like closer, and smaller servers can have that every like 30 minutes or something. Just because then it will decrease lag a little bit. And the next one is pretty standard. So basically, how often do you want to back up? So if you go up to backup folders, it will go in here. Now it's in hours. So say I want that every 5 hours, it will back up, and it will put the file in there. So if something happens or server gets messed up, you can just simply replace that, and you'll be good. Okay, so really, I would just, this is for, I believe, developers. I just leave this on info. It just when you're logging in, and it will just show what the user does and everything. Not really important unless you're a developer. Okay, mirrors. This is the place a lot of people get confused on because they're wondering why in a certain world their permissions don't work. And that is because of this setting right here. So basically, my main world is, let me open this up. My main world is world. Say you were creating like a server hub, and it had like mini games, survivals, creative, and you wanted everybody in that, whatever. You want everybody in that, everybody on the whole server to have, they'd have all the same ranks, but they'd be able to do that. Then you'd want to go right here and select world, and that would be your main world, and then every other world underneath this is basically inherited. So if you had a world called survival, and then a world called creative, I don't know. If you want to add another one, just go like this. Remember YML, you can't have tabs, only spaces. And then say mini games. And then basically you can do the whole thing again. So then if you have another, if you have another world that you want to inherit, like so say creative, so basically you can just inherit that same thing again. So like that, and then so on. You'd put uses under that, but I'm not going to get into that. So basically that's that. So I guess you can save that. I don't really have all those worlds, so let me just undo all that. So save that. Another thing, that YML parser, just I accidentally did something. Just go open that up, and then once you're done editing any YML, I always do this to make sure if it shows up like this, it's good. If you had an error, say right here, you can tell because it will show you the error. So I do that, then it's perfect. So then go back to your groups, and I'll be showing you how to add basic groups. So let's name the default group. Let me get rid of all this first. So let me name the default group noob, say. Permissions, they get essentials.spawn. They get to go to spawn. I don't know. Let me get rid of all that crap because I usually do all custom stuff. Now, the default is just explaining if that's the default group on the server. So when new players join, if this is set to true, all new players will go to noob or the group noob. Or member, whatever you want to name it. Permissions, how you add another permission. I haven't really gotten into this, but you just enter, and YML only does spaces. If you do a tab, it'll show you red if you're using Notepad++, that's why I like it. But then you can go and then you add another one. And like you see right there where it says Bukkit command kill, but there's 2 dashes. So there's a dash, space, and another dash, and bucket.kill. That's basically saying that it's not going to allow the user to ever use that command on the server. So that's a good thing. So then we go to info, prefix, whatever you want the prefix to be. This is where the formatting code's coming. So say you wanted it to be the color yellow, so that's formatting E, and then you want it to say noob. And then some servers use suffixes. Say you wanted it, I don't know, super noob. But then just basically if you want to add a new group, just copy your first one, and paste it, and then just rename it to, let's say, member. And then default, you want to change this to false. That's very important. If you have that to true, it'll glitch out and you'll get a huge lot of errors because it's trying to put users in both groups, and that doesn't work. So say we want to give members the permission to teleport. So essentials.tp, I believe that's the. I'll just put TP. I'll leave another link to all the essentials permissions. I believe they're right here. So yeah, here's all the permissions for essentials. I mean, you can find them on any for any plugin you're using. So for inheritance, that means which user this inherits. So since this is right above the noob group, you're gonna want to put that it inherits the noob. That it inherits the noob. I'm sorry. So basically you want to do that, and that'll basically say that this group member will get all the permissions that the noob will get. So along with Essentials TP, the member will also get these 2. So spawn and it won't be allowed to use that one. So let's change this to say 3. Let's do member. And you can do whatever you like. You can really customize it all. And then make sure the build, if you want this, it's true. I usually keep that to true. Anyway, so let's get rid of this. Or I'll keep that to false right there. And then you're gonna want to just copy that again, and then paste it. Now, before I edit that, I'm gonna go into the YML and make sure I don't have any errors. I don't, so that's all good. So then I can go to the next one, which is this. So let's make a donation group. So donation, I don't know, or let's just make it premium. That's how you spell it. Premium. Default false. Permissions, they get essentials dot fly, so they get the fly, and they get essentials dot speed, so they can set their speed. They inherit the member group, so they'll get all these permissions along with these ones. And then we want their name to be let's do premium, and then we want them to be able to build, and their suffix is, I don't know, they don't really need a suffix, but if you want one, you can add one. I mean, it's really customizable. So we just set another group, and I'm gonna save that, and then of course edit, make sure this is good. So yep. Now let's go add one more group. Let's add an owner group, or I'll just add an admin, since, I mean, you don't really need owner, because that owner is pretty much admin. So let's make another admin group, default false. they get essentials.ban. I think it's ban IP, and then say okay, and then let's do one more. I believe that's it. And then also, so besides for those commands, they'll get this command, which I believe this is the right one. That is basically saying that they get all the permissions on the whole server, so it's like pretty much op. But usually you only do that for owner, but just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to show you for that. So let's go to premium, and they inherit premium, so that group. And then this is the admin, so let's make that red and type in admin. So if I save that, let me make sure one final time. That's all perfect. There we go. And then just go back to your folder, and that's where all your worlds will show up. So if you have multiple worlds, that's where they'll show up. So install your server. I'll put up my Minecraft. Also, guys, I am starting a new tutorial, which let me show you really quick while that's loading. But it is, I'm doing a so if you're watching this, it'll be a little sneak preview. It's basically how to create a Bukkit server from scratch. I tried to do this tutorial a while ago, but I didn't really have any time, and I got through the first episode, which was explaining basically the PDF I made, and then I couldn't do any more, but I will actually get farther in this one. What's this? Oh yeah, that's that picture. But anyway, let's go to that, and let's go to my server. So I'll just go localhost. Okay. And that's basically what you get if you have this set to false. So permission to build. Where's build? Right there. So they can't build, but I can do /spawn. So I suffocate it in a wall, obviously. But I can do there. My spawn is in the middle of a cave for some reason. It's not very good. I don't know if I have mobs on or not. But as you see, if I try to hit this dirt, it'll say you cannot interact with dirt. So that basically doesn't let you build at all or do anything. So I'm basically screwed down here. But anyway, let's go to the next group. Wait, let me talk. So hello. It basically says noob and then super noob and hello. So do whatever you want. Then let's go to my next group. So if you're using GroupManager, type man, you add, and then the name, and then the group name. So member. Now if I type hello, I get this message. So let's go back to my file and see what I get to TP. So if I type /TP, there we go. I teleport to a player. So there, I just teleport to myself. But basically that's working. So then I also, my prefix is working. So if I add myself to the donation, which is premium, then I get that. I get awesome premium name, and I can fly. So if I type /fly, and I can build now too. As you, let me get down here. I can build. I can destroy shit. I can basically blow this whole server up right now. Alright, this is actually pretty cool seed, but I can fly and I can set my speed. Which is basically that. Ooh, there's chunk error. There's another one. This will also happen if you don't allow your server to generate the worlds fully before you stop it. With my tutorial worlds, I don't really care, so I don't let it. And then let's go to admin. So let me add myself to admin really quick. So now I'm admin. Now I can do any command on the server. So if I type /nuke, which I really do not like this. Oh look, it didn't do anything. Usually it blows all this up. Maybe they changed it. But it used to blow a whole hole in the server. Maybe I have to allow TNT. Well, there we go. That's a little funny. So now if I type help, I have all 18 pages just for essentials. Holy crap. Of help. So now I can do pretty much anything. I can let me kick myself. I cannot kick that person because I'm pretty much op. Let's see, can I go in game mode? Yep, go in game mode. I can do pretty much whatever the hell I want. Now that's pretty much the end of this tutorial. That's pretty much Group Manager, but if you want to know how to customize basically this, how you talk more and change it from this little thing to this, I mean, I can show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. So let me just disconnect. Let me stop the server. And I'll show you how to do that really quick. But that is in Essentials, so if you have Essentials, good. If you don't, you should go get it. Well, let's go to Plugins, Essentials, go to Config, and go Control F, and go to Groups. Search for that. And then just go down until you see this. So Essentials Chat, pretty much. Right here. Okay, so, basically this is the current format that it's using to display it. I don't like that one. I don't know, I just think it looks too newbie. So I get rid of that, and I usually use one similar to this, but I get rid of that. And it's the display name, and then just the colon, and then it's a message. And then after the message, if you wanted something that said something, you could. But if you have, say, factions, you do this, I believe. And another one is faction tag. That's another one I believe you can use. But I mean, there's a lot. You can use world name, as you see. These are some more. But I'm not going to really get into in depth in that. But you can basically do it for custom groups. But that's pretty much this. So after I save that, let me just start the server up, and I'll show you what that changed. Oh, sorry about that. So basically, now if I talk, hello, it won't have those two little, whatever these things are called around it. It'll just have that, and that's a good thing, because I don't like that. But basically, that's it for this tutorial. Next, I'm pretty much, I believe, going to be doing Essentials, so it'll be another long tutorial, and then after that, probably custom commands again, because I do like that one. And let me think, I have the other one in my file really quick. Let me go look. I'll do World Guard and World Edit again, and then not sign it. What's the other one? I don't know, maybe factions. I don't know. I'll do some more, but for right now, that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.